On the news tonight, President Tinubu seeks greater cooperation and collaboration between Nigeria and South Africa. Experts urge surveyors to expand frontiers for socio-economic benefit of Nigeria. Plus, rubber producers in Ondo State want more land for massive plantation to boost IGR. Good evening and welcome to Nta Akure News at 7. I am Adeni Adejigbe. Now the news. To achieve sustainable national economic growth, surveyors in the country must open up more frontiers in the area of application of surveying and geoinformatics in all sectors of the economy and other areas of human endeavors. This was a submission of stakeholders at the lecture marking the 2024 Survey Week and 5th Annual General Meeting and Conference of the Nigeria Institution of Surveyors Ondo State Chapter, with the theme Climate Change and National Economy, the Role of Surveyors. Nta Akure reports.
Climate change no doubt poses global challenge and environmental threat to any economy, and mitigating it and its impact will go a long way in bringing succor to human existence and development as well as the economy. The keynote speakers, while emphasizing the roles of surveyors in the face of the negative impact of climate change, noted that for surveyors to maintain their relevance, advanced technology for research and innovation must be prioritized. They stressed the need to engage conventional policies and implementation measures as well as geoportal development for the identification and utilization of professionals.
In order for surveyors to be relevant in this aspect, surveyors must improve on their qualifications by adopting further development from the legal and technical aspect of boundary surveying in the past towards a highly multidisciplinary level of social demand and professional support in the near future.
Despite the anticipated challenges, the geoportal benefit underscore its value as a practical tool for surveying professionals. If properly managed, the geoportal will support not only Ondo State, but will also serve as a model for similar implementations in other states.
Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Ondo State Chapter, Tajuddin Bello, stated that the era of artificial intelligence has brought all professionals together for collaboration in achieving success for capacity and human development.
National economy without accurate data in geospatial data management, infrastructure development, land administration, property development, mining, and natural resources management cannot thrive in the modern day world. Surveyors should wake up to play their roles in climate change and national economy.
In any aspect of life, surveyor is relevant, and you cannot talk on climatic changes without mentioning surveyors.
I'm glad to lead this team of dedicated individuals who have worked tirelessly, bring this assignment to reality.
The lecture featured the presentation of awards to the keynote speakers and the launch of NIS football match team in Akure. Nta Akure, NTA News.
With greater commitment by Nigeria and South Africa towards collaboration and cooperation, President Bola Tinubu believes African continent would become more promising. He said this at the Nigerian South Africa Business Roundtable in Cape Town. State House correspondent Musba Danwahab reports that President Cyril Ramaphosa also attended the event.
One more stop on its working visit to South Africa. It's equally a crucial part as the Chief Marketing Officer of Nigeria, in company of his chief host, took his drive to South Africa at a forum created by the business community of the two countries. Nigeria is the biggest trading partner of South Africa in the western part of the continent. But this president is here with new assurances.
I'm here to tell you one thing about Nigeria. And one thing only, that we are going through a very stringent, positive reforms. To reform the economy to serve the people.
With the foundation laid through the economic reforms, President Tinubu is equally assuring that Nigeria remains a huge market for investors.
I am sure you have no better investment destination than Nigeria. You cannot earn a better return on your investment elsewhere except in Nigeria. In terms of stability, security, and rule of law, we are there with you. We assure you that we are open for business.
President Cyril Ramaphosa acknowledges the strategic importance of both nations in their respective regions and the need to diversify trade relations to move beyond oil and gas dependency.
We agreed on the coming into operation of the Joint Ministerial Advisory Council on Industry, Trade and Investment. This will support a conducive environment for improved trade and investment. And in many ways, it will serve as what I would call a clearinghouse to ensure that whatever challenges there may well be in fostering investment and trade between the two countries can be cleared up. As governments, we have committed in our binational commission to create an enabling environment for doing business in our respective countries. That was the running theme during the course of our binational commission.
There are more than 20 agreements generated through the binational commission of the two countries, and they expect the early warning agreement bill to be signed not later than March 2025 to indicate more assurance for their trade relations. From Cape Town, Musbau Dan Wahab, NT News.
The House of Representatives has condemned recent banditry attacks on farmers in Enugu State and other parts of the country, adopting a motion of urgent public importance. The House notes that the trend of attacks on farmers not only affects the local population but poses a greater threat to national food security, as farmers are forced to abandon their farmlands.
The federal government to intensify efforts in addressing the root causes of banditry and insecurity in the region, including improved intelligence gathering, community engagement, and enhanced coordination among security agencies.
In another resolution, lawmakers urged the federal government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to address the challenges of scholars studying abroad under the bilateral educational agreement.
These challenges include delays in stipend payments and shortfall in stipend disbursement, reduction in supplementation allowances, accommodation challenges, health and welfare concerns, worried that the financial and logistical difficulties encountered by BA scholars abroad are not only detrimental to their academic performance, but it also negatively affects the reputation of the Nigerian government's scholarship programs.
You're still watching Nta Akure News at 7. We shall be back in a moment. Please stay with us.
And Joseph also went off from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth.
Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN), in conjunction with the Nigerian Television Authority, Nta Akure, invite the general public to this year's edition of the Lessons and Carol Service, which comes up on the 8th of December 2024. Theme: King of Kings. Come, let us sing praises to the King of Kings in carols and tell the story of his birth and the essence of his earthly ministry as we read through the scriptures. Time: 1 p.m. Venue: St. David's Anglican Cathedral Church, Ijomu. It promises to be exhilarating, refreshing, and soul-lifting. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance from Khan and the management and staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, Nta Akure.
You're welcome back. You can also watch us on our social media handles: Facebook, Nta Akure, YouTube, Nta Akure. The National Rubber Producers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, has pleaded with the state government to provide enough land for massive rubber plantation in order to boost the internally generated revenue. Ifeoluwa Omoshile reports that this was highlighted at the Ondo State International Agric Show and Food Fair held in Akure.
Various agricultural organizations and associations in Ondo State converged on Akure, the state's capital, to exhibit their farm produce and other agro-allied products while providing solutions to the challenges in the agricultural value chain. The National Rubber Producers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria, NAPMAN, a non-governmental organization committed to rubber production in the country, was one of the participants. During an inspection by the Ondo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Olayato Aribo, the group highlighted the challenge of non-availability of land, which they say is limiting mass production of rubber.
As we are expecting the government to give us some incentive, especially land, because if there is no land, there will be no room for expansion. There's nothing we can do. So if we are able to have land from the government, I want to say, maybe people used to say sky is the limit, but we can go beyond the sky.
We'll pay if it requires that we'll buy the land, we'll buy. But I know government, most of them doesn't sell land, so we'll rather release. That will be okay by us. And from there, government will generate. And if by the time these products start coming out, talking about the processed one or even the couplums, government, when taking them for processing, and even when it gets to the stage of export, government can get revenue from all these things because it's more of a foreign exchange crop.
As part of steps to get over this challenge, particularly in reducing raw material losses in the state, speakers at the event recommended networking of farmers as key solution.
All of us farmers here, or all of us processors here, we prefer to go on our own, and that is a very, very big challenge for all of us. What stops all of us from coming together, have a common facility?
Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, represented at the food fair, was invested as the grand patron of Ondo State Agricultural Commodities Association, Osaka, an umbrella body of all agricultural associations in Ondo State. In Akure, Ifeoluwa Omoshile, NTA News.
And now moving on to business news. Transmission Company of Nigeria restores power to Yenagoa 132 kV line as deposit money banks raised withdrawal limit to 50,000 naira within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Let's join Eileen Ndubisi for details.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria has announced the restoration of bulk power supply through the Awoada-Yenagoa 132 kV transmission line, 3 months after it was destroyed by vandals. This follows the successful reconstruction of collapsed towers and the restringing of vandalized conductors by TCN contractors. A statement signed by the TCN General Manager Ndidimba said the energization occurred at 8:03 p.m. on November 30, 2024. In another development, deposit money banks in the Federal Capital Territory have increased their maximum over-the-counter withdrawal limit to 50,000 naira per day. A survey conducted revealed that banks, including Guarantee Trust Bank and Zenith Bank, have increased the withdrawal limit, enhancing it from 5,000 that was allowed to customers last month. At some of the banks, customers were allowed to withdraw 50,000 naira over the counter, but a limit of 20,000 naira at automated teller machines. Finally, Nigerian youths have been urged to embrace innovation and sustainability as critical pillars for thriving in the global entrepreneurial landscape. This call was made during the 2024 Youth Entrepreneur Dialogue themed Entrepreneurship for Everyone, Empowering Youth to Shape a Sustainable Future, held recently in Lagos by the Enterprise Development Center, Pan-Atlantic University, Lekki, Lagos. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Pan-Atlantic University, Dr. Peter Bankole, emphasized the importance of innovation as the cornerstone of entrepreneurial growth and sustainability. And that's all on business news. Helen Ndobisi, NTA News.
And for the latest trending stories on the world of sports, Ijoma Peters Uwante is our guide.
A former Olympian and Vice President of the Nigerian Para-Swimming Federation, Bose Kafo, has urged for the establishment of a global database for all Nigerian athletes to monitor their records and resolve age-related issues. She made this request during her appearance on the NTA Sports 24 AM Sports Show at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja.
We need to know that it's just in politics because it is an idea. This is what I want to do. This is my policies. Distributive is what we are giving because we are consumers, and we need to play the game of being the consumer and the producer, a giver. And if you don't do that, it will be difficult to now say you want to abide by a rules and regulation when you have not done your policies well.
The NTA All-Stars football tournament ended in a grand style, with Aristo FC clinching the trophy after defeating Stallion FC 2-1.
I'm excited because I know that we're sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting with a group of persons who are disciplined, but who just didn't know that they were living together. I wanted to bring them together, and again, the way it has grown, it only means that it's possible for us to have unity.
Finally, in tennis, Novak Djokovic is set to compete at the Brisbane International before attempting to secure his 25th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open in January. The 37-year-old, a 10-time champion in Melbourne, is currently tied with Australia's Margaret Court for the record of 24 Grand Slam singles title. With Sports Update, Ijoma Petawante, NTA News.
And that's our package for tonight. Thank you for watching. Good evening.